So you start looking after each other. Forget your customers in the first instance, just forget them. Just look after yourselves, get the experience brilliant for your staff. And there's some financial benefits to that. It's pretty obvious, isn't it, that if people are happier at work, they'll be more productive and more effective, so that'll reduce your costs. And it seems to vary hugely in the motor trade at the moment, that some people are telling me they've got a huge amount of churn still going on. Others are telling me it's kind of stabilised a little bit. But if you're suffering a huge amount of churn in your workforce, that is massively expensive. This will reduce that cost because they'll stay. Your good people will stay. So get it right for each other, look after each other. Then look after your customers. And Andy said at the beginning, you know, this isn't a fast fix, and it's not. The customer experience kind of metrics around this are going to be loyalty and advocacy. It's people coming back, people telling their friends. And that takes a while, particularly in your business, when a customer might only touch your business 2 or 3 times a year. Because if they just touch it the once and get an amazing experience, they'll actually often think, oh, that person I dealt with was really good. And they'll associate it with the individual. When they've had an amazing experience 2 or 3 times, they'll associate it with your business. So that will take you a little while to achieve, because it is that constant great experience. But loyalty and advocacy is kind of what we're chasing here. And I can only just tell you that those two, they take a long time to achieve, but they give you a level of sustainability that many businesses lack. Look at John Lewis's results at the moment. You know, their customers will stick with them through thick and thin because they love that business and they'll always go back and support them. So you get that relationship with your customers and it makes you really sustainable, really important in the current economic climate where you really don't know whether we're going to drop her off a cliff tomorrow or it's going to get better. You heard a lot about sales this morning, and I could talk to you about sales this afternoon, but I'm not going to, except for the one point that after I've been doing this experience stuff at John Lewis for a couple of years, we actually turned it into a sales program. And it was kind of obvious, and I'm talking to a room of people that sell things for a living, so you'll know this, but it's just obvious. If you've got that great relationship with a customer and they ultimately trust your brand and they love your business, it's kind of dead easy to sell them stuff. Whereas actually, if it's that more adversarial relationship where they come in thinking these guys are going to try and get one over on me, it's harder. So it just makes sales so much easier. I'm not going to talk any more about sales this afternoon. And that's my other bit. I'm not going to talk much about this, except just to leave you with the thought that part of my role at John Lewis, as that service role, was responsible for all the escalated complaints that went to the board and resolving those. And it was only after I'd left, actually, that I kind of reflected on it and thought it was kind of interesting. I used to pick up the phone 2 or 3 times every week just to listen to what customers were saying and what was happening and what was going wrong in the business. And it was really interesting. My kind of reflection in hindsight was that if somebody, it's a simple example, someone's bought a big screen TV, and we've screwed up. And, you know, John Lewis, great business, but did get it wrong sometimes. And they're not a regular John Lewis customer. They bought it because it was on a really good price and it was a really good deal and it was in stock, and we screwed it up. They will be on the phone, livid, angry that a big corporate business had mucked them around. And they were kind of hard to deal with. And you'd apologise, you'd do all the right thing, you'd say, I'm so sorry, we're going to get a replacement out to you as soon as we can. When would it be convenient to have it delivered? And they'd say, Sunday night, 10 o'clock, that'd be cracking, thank you very much. And you say, I'm really sorry, but actually our crews don't work on a Sunday night at 10 o'clock. OK, fine, I'll take Monday morning off and then you can pay me for the morning by way of compensation. And it was that kind of hard relationship. If I look back on the customers who were regular John Lewis customers, and you built that trust and that relationship with them because they believed in the brand, what you'd have the same conversation about a broken telly and say, I'm really sorry, when can we redeliver it? And you go, oh, well, when would it be convenient, dear? Because you suddenly had the customers working with you to solve the problem because it was a kind of partnership with your customers. And that was fantastically powerful, incredibly helpful, and just absolutely dropped cost out of the business when you knew you were dealing with a regular customer.